which is the XML imports. So the whole chapter is about importing data from external sources, and those sources might be text file, with the file extension .txt, or it might be a web page with, the extension HTML, where we're importing from. Another way that we might import data from external sources is with XML, which stands for Extensible Markup Language. Let me write down an example of what some XML, an XML file would typically look like.
All right.
Okay, so the language is used to describe data, and the data that we want to describe here in this example is a family. The way that the data is described in XML is with tags. They're opening tags, which are in these diamond brackets, but they don't have a slash. They just have some text in diamond brackets. And every opening tag has a corresponding closing tag. And it's a closing tag because it has the same text as the opening tag, but it just begins with this /. So here's the family opening tag, and here's the family closing tag. Here's the mother opening tag and the mother closing tag. Yeah?
When you use the backward slash in the closing tag, what happened?
Oh, it just wouldn't be recognized as a closing tag. Yeah, if we had changed this to a backslash instead of a /. Yeah, that's a good question. So that's an important part of the syntax of XML, of Extensible Markup Language, is the direction of the slashes, and to use these diamond brackets as well.
So it just still work. When you use the backward slash, it still work?
No, actually, it wouldn't work with a backslash. Yeah, it would only work with a /. Yeah, that's a really good question, because it's kind of like that might kind of differ from our intuitions. Yeah, Thanks for that. If we put in some data here that's being described by these tags, we would have, for example, the mother is, Hilda. Robbins, and the father is maybe Melvin Robbins, and the brother is maybe, Timothy Robbins, and the sister is maybe, Elizabeth. So from every opening tag to its corresponding closing tag is an element. So this whole entire thing is a family element. And within the family element, we have other elements. We have a mother element, which is everything from this opening mother tag to this closing mother tag. So here's the mother element. The father element would be everything from the father opening tag to the father closing tag. Another element. The brother element, everything from the opening brother tag to the closing brother tag. And the sister element, everything from the opening sister tag to the closing sister tag. And all of these 4 elements, mother, father, brother, sister, are in the family element. Any questions about any of this? Yeah.
Those elements are everything inside the family. How about call the whole family area?
Yes, so the family element has 4 elements like in turn within it. Yeah.
Still called elements?
Still called elements, yeah. Yeah. So that's what is so cool about XML. And you can even abstract it like further levels out where you have, you know, like maybe like a school, you know, contact, like database or, you know, school, like a record keeping system for all the families at a school. And then the whole like school could be a big element with a bunch of families. And those families could have a bunch of family members, like a mother, father, brother, sister. There's no limit to which tags you can make. So you can come up with your own tags like mother or father. We could put in cousin. That's where the X comes from, an extensible markup language. It's extensible, so we can kind of decide on our own tags. And markup, because the tags are marking up the data, right? They're describing it. So that's about it for XML. Any other questions? Yeah, Jeff.
That is from the Notepad going to Excel, right?
Yeah, good call. We would typically be looking at this in Notepad, and it would be a file with the extension .xml. You know, it might be called family.xml, or like my family.xml. But we would, yeah, probably open it in Notepad or any text editor, but Notepad's like probably the most straightforward one and probably the best one for this.
So you could command it to be on a column or a row, right? Based on your Notepad. Let's say father, and then to your right is going to be the name whatever, or father on the top, going down.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like this Hilda Robbins, this could have been like its own line between these, you know, the opening and closing mother tag. Yeah, so I think maybe what you're asking is about white space, which is like any single space or tab or new line. And those are all interchangeable in XML. So we could just put a space here, or we could put 2 spaces here, or 2 spaces and a tab, or 3 tabs and then hit enter, you know, to move on to the next line. And those would all be equivalent. So I think in the homework, the tags are on their own lines, and then the inner part of each tag is on its own line as well. Yeah. But here, kind of just to save space, and because it's also equivalent with the white space, you could have an XML file like this, yeah, or like you're mentioning.
I guess we probably need to add a command if you want it to be in a column or row, right?
Do you mean once you import it into Excel? Or?
Yeah, like once you import it in Excel, if you want it, all the information in Excel, if you want it in column or if you want it in row.
Oh.
You probably add a command or what?
Excel will just kind of infer like a schema, like a pattern for how to present the data in a table. Yeah, how to convert this into columns and rows. Any other questions? Okay, cool. So thanks everyone, and Matt and I will be here if you have follow-ups or are working on any part of this lab or this week's grader activity or simulation. So thanks very much.
One question. I remember there is some steps. Should we do the copy and paste some elements when needed to copy? Should be copy from the matter opening tab until the closing tab?
Yes,
Not
yeah.
between the area. I mean, between the closing and opening. The copying is everything, right? One element.
Yes, If the instruction was to copy the first element or even the first mother element, yeah, we would take everything, all of this, yeah, and copy it. Yeah, that's a good question. Any other questions? Okay, cool. Thanks, everyone.